You know who you are, you've always known. There's something different about you, something that others can't quite place their finger on, but they feel it. The way you walk through life with a kind of quiet confidence, the way you face challenges head-on without losing your peace, the way people are drawn to you and yet at the same time threatened by you. You've been called many things: gifted, enlightened, intuitive, chosen. But what does it truly mean to be chosen? Being chosen isn't a title, it's a journey that starts long before you ever realize what it is or why you've been chosen. It begins with a spark of energy that seems to come from somewhere deeper than the surface. It's a knowing, a feeling that there is a greater purpose for your life, something that transcends ordinary existence. And because of this knowing, you've been walking a path that few understand. You've experienced highs that felt like divine validation and lows that seemed to test your every limit. This is the way of the chosen ones. The journey is never easy, but it is always meaningful. You didn't ask for this. You didn't ask for the weight that comes with this path, but life, the universe, or whatever higher power guides us, chose you, and with that choice comes responsibility. Responsibility to yourself, to your purpose, to the world around you, but also responsibility to face everything that comes with being a light in a world filled with shadows. For some, being chosen feels like a blessing. For others, it can feel like a curse. But the truth is, it is neither. It is simply your path. And whether it feels like a gift or a burden, the fact remains, you are meant for something greater than what you see around you. The origins of the struggle, why you were chosen. You've always known that there was something unique about you. You didn't fit the mold that society tried to build for you. You didn't see the world the same way others did. While others were content with following the crowd, you found yourself looking for deeper meaning, for a truth that couldn't be found in the everyday noise. You've been sensitive to energies, emotions, and truths that others either couldn't see or chose not to. This is why you were chosen. But why were you chosen? It's not about being better than anyone else. It's about purpose. You were chosen because you have the ability to see beyond the veil of ordinary life. You have a unique perspective that allows you to move through the world with authenticity, power, and grace. This is not something that everyone possesses. And because of that, the universe, or whatever force you believe in, saw in you the potential to be a beacon for others, to shine a light in dark places, to stand as an example of resilience, of truth, and of living authentically. But with that comes a struggle that often begins when you realize that not everyone will appreciate your light. In fact, some will fear it. They will be intimidated by your authenticity, your ability to shine without seeking validation, your confidence that doesn't rely on external approval, and that fear will manifest as envy, jealousy, manipulation. You were chosen because you have the strength to withstand that. You were chosen because you can rise above the noise and stay true to your core, even when everything around you is falling apart. The struggle isn't just about you, it's about everyone else who is watching, testing, and sometimes trying to bring you down. The struggle is about proving that you can stand tall and unwavering, even in the face of adversity. The hidden enemies, the art of sabotage. In every journey of a chosen one, there will be people who cannot handle your light. These people are not necessarily evil. In fact, they may even appear to be your friends, your supporters, or your allies. But there's a subtle energy that exists within them, a deep-seated insecurity, a fear of their own potential, and a desire to control the narrative around you. They can't stand to see you shine because, in your light, their own darkness is exposed. It starts small, almost imperceptible. A comment here, a judgment there, a compliment that feels more like a critique. These individuals may not even realize what they're doing, but their actions chip away at your energy. They smile to your face, but speak behind your back. They pretend to cheer you on, but secretly wish for your downfall. The thing about sabotage is that it's often disguised as something else. It's not always loud. It's not always obvious. Sometimes it's hidden in the form of concern. People may approach you under the guise of offering advice, telling you how to live your life, how to be better, how to fix yourself. But the truth is, They want to control you, to change you, to make you conform to their idea of what you should be. Their motivations aren't pure. They want to see you fall, to break so they can feel better about themselves. They want to tear down the very thing that they can't replicate or understand. This is the art of sabotage. It's not always about direct confrontation. It's the little things, the whispers, the lies, the subtle manipulation, and the hardest part, the people behind it often believe they are doing it for your own good. They convince themselves that they are protecting you, but in reality, they are holding you back. They see your potential, and it terrifies them. The truth is, they couldn't stand the idea of you succeeding because in their eyes, your success threatened their own worth. So, they tried to tear you down, but they didn't realize that in the process, they were only revealing their own insecurities. The web of lies, a carefully crafted fall. The thing about lies is that they don't stay hidden forever. At first, it seems like they might work. You see it all around you, the whispers, the false narratives being spun behind your back. They've created a story, one that paints you as the villain, the unstable one, the one who can't be trusted. They've built a web of lies designed to trap you, to make you look like the one who doesn't belong, to discredit everything you've worked for. But here's the thing, lies are fragile. They can only hold up for so long before they start to fall apart. And no matter how carefully someone tries to spin a web, there's always a weak thread somewhere, a detail they forgot, a truth they can't control. The more they try to trap you, the more they expose themselves. The web they created was meant to destroy you, to break your reputation, to take away everything you've worked for. But what they didn't know was that the more they lied, the more they dug their own graves. The truth has a way of sneaking through the cracks, and eventually the web they've woven will unravel. As the lies begin to crumble, you'll notice the shift. People who once believed in the false narrative will start to question it. The cracks in the story will become glaringly obvious, and those who tried to tear you down will find themselves trapped in their own deceit. They'll start to feel the pressure of their lies weighing on them, and in the end, the very web they built to trap you will end up trapping them instead. Karma unfolding, the breaking of illusions. You've experienced it. The moments when it feels like the world is working against you, when every step you take is met with resistance, when the lies and sabotage seem endless. It's like being trapped in a cycle where you can't escape the noise, the judgment, and the false perceptions of those around you. But deep down, you know something. They are only strengthening your foundation. What you're experiencing now is the universe's way of guiding you through the most difficult lesson, the breaking of illusions. You've been told that life is fair. You've been told that good things come to those who wait, that if you play by the rules, you'll be rewarded. But those who sought to bring you down didn't play by the rules. They manipulated the system, fed lies, and created illusions that made you seem like the villain in your own story. They tried to control the narrative. They used false projections, emotional manipulation, and calculated acts of sabotage to break you. But in reality, all they did was strengthen your resolve and feed your purpose. Karma, the ultimate force of balance, has a way of showing us the truth. It doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen as a direct form of punishment. Instead, karma unfolds in the most subtle yet undeniable ways. It's not about revenge. It's about truth. Those who sought to tear you down will eventually face the consequences of their actions, not because the universe is punishing them, but because energy cannot be manipulated forever. You've seen it already, haven't you? The cracks in their armor. The once perfect facade is starting to fall apart. People who once stood by their side are beginning to see the inconsistencies, the manipulations, and the lies that were fed to them. The illusion they created is shattering piece by piece, and now they are the ones caught in their own web. Karma isn't a direct act of punishment, it's a recalibration of energy. It's a universal correction. The same energy they put out into the world, manipulation, lies, envy, is now being reflected back at them. Their once firm grip on control is slipping, and the truth they worked so hard to bury is rising to the surface. And as this happens, you find yourself in the middle of a transformation. You aren't the same person who walked into this storm. You've been hardened by it, refined like gold in the fire. Your spirit is unshakable now. You've learned the lesson that those who seek to break you never realize they aren't breaking you at all. They're only breaking the illusion they tried to cast over you. The truth always prevails, and it is this truth that will lead you to the peace and power that you've been destined for. The power of silence, strength in grace. In a world where everyone feels the need to speak their truth, defend their honor, and scream for justice, you've chosen a different path. You've learned that silence speaks volumes. You've witnessed the chaos, the drama, the endless noise that surrounds those who feel they must constantly explain themselves. But you've mastered the power of silence. It's not that you're weak or that you're avoiding confrontation. No, it's far from that. Your silence isn't a sign of fear or weakness. It's a sign of strength, of grace. You've realized that there's an incredible power in choosing when and how to respond. In a world that thrives on noise, your ability to stand in quiet strength is a gift. The loudest voices often have the least to say, while your silence carries more weight than any words ever could. Think about the moments when you've been falsely accused, manipulated, or targeted. You could have lashed out. You could have defended yourself, screamed your truth from the rooftops. But you didn't. Instead, you chose silence. You chose to stay grounded, to let the energy of your truth speak for itself. And what's been the result? While those who sought to tear you down stumbled over their own lies, your calm, steady presence has created an energy that cannot be ignored. Silence has a way of forcing people to reflect. When others try to pull you into drama, gossip, or confrontation, your refusal to engage speaks louder than any argument ever could. It forces them to face themselves. It challenges their beliefs, their assumptions, and their actions. And in the end, it's their own behavior that gets exposed, not yours. You've learned that true strength doesn't need to be shouted. It doesn't need to be proven. It simply is. The power of silence is one of the most profound lessons you can embrace on your journey. It's the grace that comes from knowing who you are and being unshaken by the chaos around you. Your silence isn't passive, it's active, and it's shaping the world around you in ways words never could. The world will try to provoke you, drag you into its drama, force you to defend yourself. But the true chosen ones know that silence is their superpower, and the more you embody it, the more your strength becomes undeniable. The false self, imitating the chosen ones. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to imitate your every move, your every gesture? At first, it might seem flattering. Maybe you think they are inspired by you, learning from you, or just admiring your path. But after a while, it becomes clear what they are doing isn't admiration, it's imitation, and there's a difference. Imitation comes from a place of insecurity. It's not about learning from you, it's about trying to become you. It's not unusual for those who feel threatened by the energy of the chosen ones to try and copy what they see. They start mimicking your tone, your way of speaking, your style, your habits, thinking that by doing so, they can capture the very essence of what makes you shine. But the truth is, they will never succeed. They might mimic your actions, but they can never replicate your energy, your authenticity, or your purpose. Why? Because they're trying to wear your light like a costume. They believe that if they can act like you, dress like you, talk like you, they can be you. But light doesn't work that way. Light is earned. It's cultivated through experience, through struggle, through aligning with your true self. You can't fake the light, and yet they try. They believe that by imitating your outward actions, they can tap into your power. It's not about the external things, it's about the energy that drives them. And that energy, it's unique to you. You were chosen for a reason. Your light comes from deep within your journey, your pain, your healing, your authenticity. It's not something that can be copied, and it's certainly not something that can be stolen. The imitators will always be trapped in their own cycle of mimicry. They can try to take what you've built, but they'll always fall short because they never did the work. They never walked the path that you walked. They never faced the battles you faced. They didn't earn the right to shine, and as they continue to pretend, you continue to rise. The truth always comes through. The imitations fade, and the authentic ones, those who stayed true to themselves, shine brighter than ever before. The divine order how the universe rewrites the narrative. You've been through it, the chaos, the attacks, the lies, the betrayals. There were moments when it felt like the world was conspiring against you, when it seemed like everything you built was crumbling and your dreams were slipping through your fingers. But what you didn't realize in those moments was that the universe was at work, rewriting the narrative in ways you couldn't yet understand. We often think that when things go wrong, it's a sign of failure, of defeat. But what if the universe wasn't trying to destroy you? What if it was trying to reveal something greater? The universe has a way of reshaping our stories, not always how we want it, but how we need it. When things fall apart, it's not the end of the story, it's the beginning of a new chapter. Every challenge you faced, every setback, every obstacle was preparing you for what comes next. The universe doesn't make mistakes. It doesn't put you through suffering without a purpose. The pain, the loss, the betrayals, they've all been stepping stones on your journey, each one refining you, pushing you closer to your true self. And as you've faced the darkness, something remarkable has happened. You've learned to trust. You've learned to let go. You've learned to surrender to the divine order of things. The universe is always working in the background, aligning everything for your highest good, even when you don't see it. The lies that were spun about you, the people who tried to tear you down, they were all part of the universe's plan to realign the narrative. What they didn't realize was that they weren't breaking you. They were only helping to create the conditions for your rise. The universe had bigger plans for you, plans that required you to shed the old and step into something greater. And now, as you stand in your power, as the truth unfolds, you realize that everything you went through was necessary. It was all part of the divine order. The universe wasn't against you, it was always on your side, guiding you to a place where you could step into your full potential, shine brighter than ever, and live the life you were always meant to live. The revelation, rising above the noise. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when everything becomes clear. It's as if the fog that has clouded your path finally lifts, revealing the truth that you've known deep down all along. You were never meant to fit into the noise of the world. The constant chatter, the opinions, the distractions, they were never part of your story. And now, as you rise above it all, you see it for what it truly is, a distraction. For so long, you've been bombarded with voices, people telling you what you should do, who you should be, how you should act. You've questioned your worth, your path, your place in this world. But now, in this moment of revelation, you realize that those voices were never yours to listen to. They belonged to the people who tried to shape you into something you weren't. They were never meant to define you. The noise is always going to be there. People will always have their opinions. They'll try to drag you into their drama, distract you from your purpose, and pull you away from the truth of who you are. But now, you've learned to hear the silence within it all. You've learned to discern the difference between the opinions of others and the voice of your soul. And with that revelation, you rise. It's a quiet rise. You don't need to announce it to the world. Your peace, your strength, your authenticity, all of it speaks for itself. People begin to notice the shift. They feel the energy around you change. The ones who once doubted you, the ones who whispered behind your back, now see something different in you. They can't quite put their finger on it, but they feel it. The truth of your being is undeniable, and that's the power of rising above the noise. You don't have to scream your worth. You don't have to defend your truth. You simply have to embody it. And as you do, the world will begin to take notice. The people who once tried to bring you down will start to question their own choices. The lies they spread about you will lose their power, and their attempts to manipulate will fall apart. Because, in the end, truth always rises above the noise. The spiritual victory, flourishing and living authentically. There's a victory that comes with surviving the storms of life, a victory that isn't measured in material success, but in spiritual strength. It's the victory of standing in your truth, of living authentically, of flourishing despite the challenges that were meant to break you. And you, the chosen one, are now stepping into that victory. You've been tested in ways that most people couldn't even begin to understand. You've faced the darkness, felt the weight of betrayal, and yet here you stand, stronger than ever before. Your light hasn't dimmed. In fact, it has only grown brighter. The struggles you faced weren't meant to defeat you. They were meant to strengthen you, to show you that you are unbreakable, that no matter how many times you are knocked down, you will always rise. Flourishing isn't about fame, money, or external validation. It's about living in alignment with your soul, trusting the path that has been laid out for you, and allowing your authentic self to shine through. You've learned that true success isn't measured by what the world sees. It's measured by the peace you feel within yourself. It's measured by the love you have for yourself and for others. And it's measured by the strength you've gained through every trial. You are flourishing because you are living authentically. You've let go of the masks, the personas, the false identities that others tried to impose on you. You are free, and that freedom is your victory. Living authentically doesn't mean you have all the answers. It doesn't mean everything in your life is perfect. It means that you are at peace with who you are at peace with your journey, and you are at peace with the person you've become. You don't need the approval of others. You don't need to explain yourself. Your life speaks for itself. And that, dear chosen one, is the greatest victory of all. Conclusion, the final reckoning. The time has come for the final reckoning. Not for you, but for those who sought to tear you down, for those who manipulated, betrayed, and lied. They thought they could break you. They thought they could control you. They believed that by spreading lies, by creating chaos, by undermining your worth, they could destroy everything you've worked for. But now, as the dust settles, the truth is becoming clear, and the reckoning they feared is finally unfolding. They tried to play the game on their terms, but they didn't realize that the universe always has a way of restoring balance. And now, that balance is being restored. The truth is rising. Their lies, their manipulation, their attempts to control the narrative are all coming to light. And the very things they tried to destroy in you are now being celebrated. This isn't about revenge. It's about divine justice. It's about the fact that no matter how much they tried to break you, you were never theirs to control. You were always meant for something greater. And now, as they face the consequences of their actions, you stand tall in your truth, unshaken, unbothered, and more powerful than ever. The final reckoning is the realization that you were never the problem. You were the solution. You were the truth they couldn't handle, the authenticity they feared, the power they couldn't control. And now, as the lies fall apart and the truth emerges, you are the one who remains standing. This is the final reckoning, and it's not just the end of a chapter, it's the beginning of something greater. The universe is clearing the path for you, and nothing and no one can stop you now. Call to action, embrace your power. You've made it this far, you've faced the storms, you've weathered the betrayals, you've risen above the noise, you've flourished in your truth, and now it's time to fully embrace your power. The world is waiting for you, your journey is just beginning. It's easy to stay in the shadows, to hold back, to doubt your worth. It's easy to let the past define you, to let the lies and manipulations of others hold you back. But the truth is, you were never meant to live in the shadows. You were never meant to shrink back in fear. You were born for greatness, for purpose, for impact. Now is the time to step fully into your power. Embrace your authenticity, own your journey. Don't let anyone or anything hold you back. You are the chosen one, and the world needs your light, your energy, your truth. It's time to take action. It's time to stop waiting for permission. The world is waiting for you to step into your full potential. The universe is calling you to rise, to shine, to show up in a way that only you can. Don't hold back. Don't let fear control you. The power is within you, and it's time to unleash it. Embrace your power, chosen one. The world is ready for your light, and you are ready for everything that is coming your way.